Start before you are ready. I love this mantra. It's a supreme mantra that I first heard from Stephen Pressfield. He's the author of The War of Art and many, many other bestsellers, and he's a world renowned creativity expert. And I love this notion of start before you are ready. And what this does is when we're in a state of action, I believe that we learn potentially 100 times, maybe 1,000 times faster when we're in a state of action. And that this mantra and this awareness can be really helpful in kind of undercutting or outwitting perfectionism and procrastination and the ruminative thoughts and worry and doubt and fear. And, when I wrote and released Worth the Fight, it was worth the fight, acting for a better world. It's about getting into a state of action because that's where we learn. That's where we're growing. That's where we're of service, not stuck in our heads, in our ruminative thoughts, in our doubts, in our worries, in our fears. And I know I spent so many years in fear where I was, again, stuck in these negative thought loops. And, I had these dreams and a vision of a better life, but I was too scared to make the hard changes, or I was too scared to start the journey. So it's, again, my earnest hope and prayer that this might spark or catalyze some momentum on your journey. I'm going to share some other practical strategies that I utilize with my clients. And it seems every day that I'm sharing the directive, find the next actionable step. So we're breaking down these big tasks into what can you do tomorrow? What can you do today? And I utilize this on my personal journey. I never want to clean the house. I just don't. And I work hard, and I'm moving and shaking, and I'm at the gym, and I've got a lot of things going on, and I know that of course I have to clean the house. I want to maintain standards, etc. So for me, I write a 10-minute tidy, and it's like, Matt, you can at least do 10 minutes. So I set a timer for 10 minutes, and typically the whole house is cleaned in 10 minutes, or I'll have things tidied up. And often I'll go for 20 minutes or 30 minutes when I do that, because I'm in a state of action. I'm in motion. What was it? It was, I think Newton had said, objects in motion stay in motion. And it's so true. So we want to find these small actionable steps that we can do, and maybe even plan that and put that on your calendar, and to have these next actionable steps that will get us into action. And I always think about when someone wants to, like, the next step of writing a book, or the next step with drafting a heartfelt email, or maybe there's something heavy on your heart, or is, hey, open up your MacBook or open up your computer and create a file, create a folder for that. Even if that's the next step and that's all you do, hey, you're moving in that direction. And then maybe the next day you create an outline. What are your thoughts? And you put your heartfelt thoughts on there, and then you start filling that in. And then the next thing you know, you've got all of the substrate, all of the fodder for a wonderful heartfelt email or the beginning of your book. And so, again, giving this consciousness and awareness where we're earnest about what are the next actionable steps. I think that it was Desmond Tutu, the peace activist in South Africa, that had said that, we eat an elephant one bite at a time. And yeah, the elephant is giant and it's overwhelming and it's huge, but it's just one bite at a time. And that's going to, that these showing up consistently and making progress, a little bit of progress each day towards our big goals. The next thing you know, whoa, we've got a lot of momentum. We're feeling good. Maybe we're taking time to celebrate the small little victories. And that will equate to, I think, the acknowledging that creates dopamine. We don't want to, celebrate too much, as that brings up reward prediction error, and that could be problematic when we're over celebrating. I used to celebrate every night that I'd made it through a work day, and we'd celebrate with alcohol and heavy food. And that wasn't healthy adaptive celebration. So, I think thinking of in terms of celebration as an adaptive acknowledgement, that can be really beneficial, and where you're giving yourself credit. Hey, I'm making progress towards this. I'm moving. I've got momentum. I can do hard things, and I can endure the discomfort of doing hard things, and that those are healthy affirmations for us to confirm and to take note of. So if you're struggling with something, I encourage you, or you have a big vision in your mind, or something on your heart that you're yearning to do, I encourage you to start before you are ready. Dive in. You're going to learn again 100 times, 1,000 times faster. Of course, have some discernment. Don't be reckless with this, but this could be a way to catalyze something really, really special. And I always encourage people, especially in 2026, where the economics of our times are not as certain, to when we're pursuing potentially a passion, a heartfelt passion, as Dr. Cal Newport and Tim Ferriss have talked about this in depth. And Dr. Cal Newport challenges the passion hypothesis. So I always will pause and to challenge my clients when they want to make, what I'm saying. I got the long-winded way of saying that we want to moonlight first. We want to spend all of our time, working towards that, prepping ourselves and preparing ourselves for if we're going to be quitting our job and jumping into the abyss and the unknown. That potentially could be a lot of more of an arduous task than I think a lot of people give credit for. So that's something I know that I've spent a lot of the last decade. I thought that it would be really easy. I'd just quit my job, travel around the world, find my purpose, and I'd be crushing it, making the same amount of money that I was making in corporate America, and I'd be living large and traveling around the world. And that has not been the case. And it's been about a decade. It's taken about a decade for me to recreate myself, and I'm just now gaining an enormous amount of momentum. And 2026 will be the biggest year by far. I've never felt this good. We're priming prosperity pathways. I'm seeing the most incredible surges in abundance in my clients, my high achiever clients. But again, this has taken a minute. So, if I were talking to the old Matt, would I tell him to not quit his job? Maybe. Well, again, I was in a position where I had hundreds of thousands of dollars saved up, so I could take this leap into the unknown. And I no children, no family, no wife, no one no reason not to quit my job and travel around the world. So I went for it. So I think in that instance, 2 thumbs up. But again, this when we're recreating ourselves, it's going to take some time. So again, we want to spend a lot of time. So it's a dance like anything. Yeah, we start before we're ready, but let's have some discernment. Let's have some consciousness. Let's have some awareness so we can do this safely and have this be beneficial. That'll move us towards our passion or whatever our big goal might be. Thank you for listening to this daily dose. If you have any questions, anything that's on your heart that you would like to share, please put in the comments below, or feel free to reach out to me if there's a vision that you're struggling with bringing to life, or any project or something, a yearning that, again, I encourage you to start before you're ready. There's always a step that can be made when we're moving in the direction of a heartfelt dream. Again, so much love to all of you. Love and peace. We'll see you tomorrow. For more on the Worth the Fight book and message of hope and healing, check out worththefightbook.org. Again, thank you so much for listening and for watching on YouTube. So much love. Love and peace.